Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Balls, Sticks, and Fist. It's your favorite show without an intro, and we are live. I'm your host, Keaton, joined by my co-host, Sam. We just wrapped up week one of college football and couldn't have asked for a better week. It kind of had all the things that you want in a week of college football. So yeah, on to week two. This episode we're gonna be just recapping week one, and then we'll have a preview for you for week two sometime later this week.
Wednesday or tomorrow we should have it out.
Yeah, yeah. So, what were your thoughts on week one?
I mean, Saturday I pretty much predicted everything that was gonna happen, but Thursday
Uh,
and Friday not so well.
you had one on Saturday that
Which one?
Michigan minus 20.5.
Okay, that was like just to play something in the day. I
Yeah,
wouldn't. I didn't have that on my actual card,
yeah, I know, but yeah,
but the big games like Georgia, the line kept moving down before the game. It made no sense at all.
yeah, that made no sense. I don't know how anyone thought that game would have went any differently.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
the I don't
That's how
understand that.
Clemson's been for the last 3 years.
Yeah, I know. I saw it playing out exactly like that. Kind of slow first half, and then Georgia kind of just let it go in the second. So, um,
Uh, Thursday,
yeah,
what was that? That was
let's get into Thursday's games. North Carolina at Minnesota. What was the final score of that?
North Carolina 19, Minnesota 17.
Yep, I am very lucky. I got that at minus 1.5 for North Carolina because that would have been a brutal loss if I had it at 2.5. But yeah, Max Johnson goes down with a broken leg. They bring in Harold. Yeah, I don't see the season going too well for UNC. Harold's definitely gonna have to make teams respect his arm, or at least like show that he's capable of making like any type of throw. Because if he doesn't, then it's just a one-way train, and they know what's coming.
Yeah, Hampton's gonna get the ball probably 40 times a game.
He got it 20 something on how
He
many
got it
touches?
30 times.
Yeah, he got it 30 times. On Thursday, Minnesota's new offense was kind of
Pretty
like,
terrible. It was basically the same thing.
yeah, it was the same thing as last year. New quarterback doesn't really matter. He's a chess player. He's really smart. Doesn't really matter. Um, yeah, it was a rock fight as I predicted. I had it as a rock fight, and it turned out to be exactly that, a rock fight.
Yeah, I was on the over there. That was probably my worst play of the week.
Yeah, that was a pretty tough play there.
I just figured that North Carolina's defense is never good. So, and naturally their offense is usually pretty good.
When you have
And
yeah,
Minnesota was supposed to have this new good quarterback that was going to air it out. Did not happen.
yeah, when you have two bad offenses going against each other, it just makes their defenses look so much better
I
than what
know.
they than what they are. Um,
These two teams I might be fading a lot this year.
oh yeah, after this week, I already have my ban list. Teams that I'm never gonna fucking touch again, and then teams that I'm gonna ride until the wheels fall off. And you know it's a long football season, so teams have their ups, they have their downs, but I'm gonna ride them till all the wheels come off. And yeah, and one of those teams, we'll just get into it. North Dakota State at Colorado. Shador tried everything to cover, um, throwing that deep ball late. You know,
Yeah, and that
almost
made
cost
no
him the game.
sense.
Almost cost him the game. Um, but yeah, I mean, Colorado, were they improved up front?
On the offensive line,
Uh,
they looked better. I don't
yeah, they
know.
looked better. Seaton looked good. Um,
But their defense is still atrocious.
I mean, their defense still was going to let up 1 million points. I mean, North
Yeah.
Dakota State was like doing everything right on offense, like attacking them where. But at the end of the day, it is North Dakota State. I don't care if they're like
They
the
don't have
best
the
FC.
athletes.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like on the fence about next week going into Nebraska.
I
Um,
feel like Nebraska's gonna roll them.
I don't see it happening. Whenever you have an offense that can score at will.
Yeah, but Nebraska's defense is solid.
I know Nebraska did have a good showing last year against Colorado's offense, but I don't
And
know.
it's basically the same team.
Yeah, I feel like Colorado's gonna show a little more on the run game aspect.
with,
They
with Haight.
try, yeah, with Hayden. Well, Hayden didn't start. Hayden was like the third guy that got carries. It was 40.
Really?
Yeah, it was
I see.
44.
I wasn't able to watch the first half of that game.
Yeah, it was 44. Then it was
Well, he was their leading
another,
rusher.
and then it was another back, and then Hayden finally got
Okay.
carries.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he had 9. The next closest was 5, running back wise. Should have
Yeah,
ran it 6 times.
yeah, but nothing really going on the run game. Pass game, I mean, Horn was wide open. There wasn't a guy 20 yards of Horn all game.
Yeah.
He went for like 198, I think.
198 and a touchdown. Travis Hunter had 132 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, now I think Travis Hunter only missed all but 2 snaps. I mean, he only missed 2 snaps. He played all but 2 snaps.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts this year.
Yeah, it's tough to do that. And Prime even said that he was gonna like be more hands on like him like coming out of the game, but like
But what
he only
what do
came
you
out
take him
to.
out? Where do you take him out?
I know like you can't take him out because he's your best player, but like
On both sides of the ball.
yeah, you can't play that many snaps for 12 weeks.
No.
So obviously going into Nebraska, he's probably going to play that same amount of snap count. But I don't know. I think Colorado wheels could fall off, or they could be an 8-win team. I don't expect them contending in the Big 12.
I'd still say like 6 win team.
We'll see. This week is a big test. This week's a big test, but
Well, if they win this week, I'll give them 7.
if they win this week, yeah, it would be a huge, huge, huge win for them.
What's the line at right now?
I think I saw it at 7.5.
Nebraska.
Yeah. I don't know if it moved at all, but
Probably
it
not.
was it was 7.5. I'm checking right now to give you guys the best live odds spot. Brought to you by
ESPN bet.
no free
7.5
7.5.
on ESPN at least.
I can't even find the game if I'm being honest with you. So
Yeah, 7.5. That's kind of.
is it noon? Is it no? Is it what time's this game on Saturday?
I think it's later.
I literally cannot find it on.
Yeah, it's 7:30. 7:30 at night. Fox
Alright.
doesn't have it. Oh,
Because
because
Fox
the big
has
new
Texas,
game. Yeah.
Texas and Michigan.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a good game though. Good game. Really didn't learn much, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at it across the country. There were some teams that played closer with some lesser opponents than Colorado played with North Dakota State.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
NC State really struggled.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll get into NC State versus Western Carolina, but Western Carolina basically had that game for about 3 quarters
Yeah.
of the game. NC State's offensive line did not look very good. Grayson McCall was running all over the place. But then they got a score, they got a stop, and then the run game really took over in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jordan Waters started to heat up.
Yeah. But
They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter.
yeah,
Only won 38-21.
yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for them this Saturday playing Tennessee.
Yeah.
Especially seeing what Tennessee looked like, obviously against a really, really, really less opponent.
Yeah.
But Nico threw for a lot of yards, a lot of touchdown passes. So
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you the final stat line.
yeah, I'm kind of blank on Saturday right now. Not gonna lie, but TCU at Stanford,
That was a good overhit.
great overhit, really sweaty. Thank you for kicking the field goal. Thank you for being a brain dead coach. I'm kidding. Thank you for being an aggressive coach. Um, and
Yeah, and
yeah,
they Stanford. If you had Stanford, you're happy too, because I think the spread was like 9 or something.
yeah. So the late field goal hit the over, but it also hit the cover for Stanford. If you're
Yeah,
TCU, you're absolutely sick. But
yeah. Especially
um,
after they went for it like 2 times in their own end.
yeah, when I was looking at the game a couple days before, I just knew it was going to be an exciting game.
Yeah,
You got two, you know, you saw Stanford's coach. He's on the gas all game long, even if it doesn't make any sense at all to be on the gas when he's on the gas. Like on your own 25 down by 3. Um, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
the second one was 4th and 16. They had 3 timeouts left, down 7 points.
Yeah, it was.
4th and 16 on their own like 20, and they went for it.
Yeah, I wish they targeted Iomeyer a little more.
Yeah, they
We
didn't start targeting him until
till
like late in the
like
third.
later. Yeah, and he made some plays, but I wish we got to see him a little more. Um, yeah, but that was a nice little ACC after dark action.
Basically, Big 12 or old Pac-12 football.
Yeah, it's great. Clemson versus Georgia, we kind of talked about it, but it kind of went exactly how expected. Um, Georgia's got another stellar running back, true freshman. He kind of got his wheels rolling there late.
Yeah,
Uh,
Nate Frazier.
yep, back looks solid. He's not going to make a mistake. Defense, stout as usual. And
It's
then,
literally the same team as always.
yeah, and then Clemson just, as always, had the lack of playmaking ability.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't know.
mean they don't have any weapons on the outside.
Yeah, I don't know where Clemson goes from here. ACC's wide open. Their season's obviously far from over. Even though they got their wheels blown off week 1, this season is wide open for them in the ACC. Just seeing how the ACC's been developing. Obviously, you got Miami at the top, but
I mean, I'm still not like giving up on Clemson in the ACC.
oh no, they can very well.
I still think they can put it together and kind of make a run at it.
It's just they don't have that big playability. They don't have anything.
I know
Unless
that Moff was a good running back, so
yeah,
like
unless they
he ran well when he had the chances.
yeah, it's like you run and then you dink and doink down the field, but like, is that sustainable against the good teams?
No, that's the only thing. They don't play that many great teams in the ACC.
Yeah, no, that's why it's like far from over, but
Yeah,
obviously it'd be a big test whenever they travel to Pitt in November, but um, yeah. Penn State at WVU kind of went exactly how expected.
yeah. We literally said the exact thing that happened.
Yeah, close first half into the second half. Penn State kind of just took over. WVU really had nothing going all day long. They had a couple opportunities early to like capitalize and maybe take that momentum like right off rip,
Yeah,
but
if
they
they
failed to do
scored,
so.
yeah, if they scored when it was like when after that first fumble, they would have put some pressure on Penn State. I still think they should have went for the field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 1 for the second time that drive, and they shouldn't have got it the first time.
Yeah, no, there was
Being
some
honest.
questionable all around week 1. There was like some questionable spot, and then they say
That game was filled with bad calls.
yes. First off, C.J. Donaldson never touched the end zone.
No.
that ball literally never crossed and the fact that they even like review that, it's kind of crazy to
Yeah, yeah.
me.
And the 2 first downs that West Virginia got on short yardage those weren't first downs.
Yeah,
Penn State, I mean, they missed a blatant push off at the end of the half. You could say that was just a make-up call for the 4th down they missed to give them 3, but
yeah. And then even in the Notre Dame game, Riley Leonard clearly passed the line of gain, like half his
yeah,
body.
and that was terrible.
It was all over. It was just weird weekend of officiating. I guess it's week 1 for them also, but you got you got replay looking at it too, and they're like agreeing with these calls. It's like, what are you looking at?
That's what makes it worse.
Yeah, that it got
Like confirmed.
yeah, it got reviewed and it stayed, and it's just bad. But I mean, looking at West Virginia, they just didn't offer much at all of anything. They failed to get White the ball. I know he got injured, but Aaron Neal Brown said after the game, that after the break, that they should have tried to give him the ball a little more.
Yeah.
Garrett Green had absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'm trying to look for the bright.
Secondary kind of exposed him.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for the bright spot, like the silver lining for the WVU fans.
I mean, Jaheim White still averaged 4 yards a carry, only on 8 carries, but like he was making like he was breaking tackles and having good runs. Like that, there weren't open holes. It was just all him.
Yeah,
is what it felt like.
Yeah, he was definitely making guys miss and such. But, I mean, obviously West Virginia's still in it in the Big 12, in my opinion, just because the Big 12's so wide open.
Yeah, yeah. And, I mean, this is the best defense by far that they'll see all year.
Yeah, but, so they have Albany next week, or this upcoming week. Then they go at Pitt. And boy, oh boy, if they go 1-2... with 2 losses coming from Penn State and Pitt, it is going to get awful loud down there in Motown, I think.
Did Neal Brown just sign an extension?
I'm pretty sure he signed one, yeah. Yeah, but he signed one, but he took less money, I'm pretty sure, than...
You fumbled the bag versus Pitt, and you're looking at a rough season. After having a lot of hype coming out, 8 wins.
Yeah, I mean, even if they do lose to Pitt, they're still very much in it in the Big 12 because those losses are out of conference.
Game, yeah, but like you're just talking about the morale.
Yeah, the morale in the locker room would definitely be down a little bit.
Because then you go from there, and then you got to go play Kansas, then Oklahoma State, then Iowa State, then Kansas State, then Arizona. Like you don't get a break.
Yeah, but I feel Pitt's defense has a lot to work on, in my opinion.
Yeah. And after watching Arizona, I do think West Virginia beats Arizona.
Yeah, and then, I don't know. It's tough to tell. I think West Virginia is still very much alive, but I'm going to need to see something a lot better on-field product than just the tabloids, like, praising Garrett Green and co.
Yeah, I mean, flipping to Penn State, though, did they answer your questions at wide receiver?
No.
Really? Harrison Wallace?
No. They didn't answer my questions because I knew they could do that to West Virginia's secondary.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, they said Harrison Wallace all camp, and it was true.
I know, but, like, it's not like I'm, like, blown away by, like, the receiving corps.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I mean...
They did what they should have done. It would have been a massive red flag if they came out and, like, couldn't throw the ball in West Virginia. Like,
yeah, I mean, they could last year, too, but West Virginia's defense overall was supposed to be better this year. But I think we both kind of called that out.
Yeah, it's like, where did they get better at?
Yeah, I mean, they're returning the same guys.
I mean,
they weren't good last year.
Penn State kept Drew upright.
He just overall looked more confident playing.
Yeah, and you could see he was more emotional too, which, like, I feel like last year you didn't really see a lot of emotion out of him.
Yeah, only that one touchdown versus Michigan.
Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, Coach K got
him slimming down though. He looked better on his feet.
Yeah, he definitely used his feet. He stiff armed Schroeder into the ground. Which, like, people are like, dude, like, Schroeder still made the tackle. That's not the point of it. Like, the stiff arm, like, made him get the first down. Like,
yeah.
You know, on a third down conversion. Like, I don't care that Schroeder still made the tackle, you know.
Yeah.
Singleton, Allen, run games. Singleton broke that one. Right? That was Singleton who broke that one in the second half.
Yeah, 40-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh, and he had a was it? Yeah, it was 40. And he also had another long one where he got caught right at the end.
Yeah. Then Allen with Allen had that pass, right?
Yeah, the receiving touchdown.
Yep.
But
I don't
Allen
know.
overall, he wasn't really able to get things going. He only had 10 carries for 20 yards.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State did what they were supposed to do. If they want to be considered like a contender, they
Yeah,
did
and actually, yeah.
they did what they needed to do. So,
We'll see in about 4 weeks because I think that's the next time they play somebody real.
yeah, I think they're at home for 3 straight weeks or something like that. Then they go to USC,
Yeah.
which USC looked a little more beefy up front. They didn't get pushed around.
I told you they wouldn't.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's get into Kent State at Pitt. Desmond Reed looked fucking incredible. I'm kind of worried about his workload with Rodney Hammond being ruled ineligible just because he's a smaller back. It would be really prime if Rodney was eligible because
Yeah.
then that 1-2 punch would be, I would say, probably the best 1-2 punch at running back in the ACC if Rodney was there.
Yeah, it'd be one of them.
Desmond Reed just looked fucking like, I was like, whew. He's quick. He's just got that playmaking ability. Whenever he gets the ball in his hands, he could just house it.
Yeah.
Holstein looked really good. Besides, a couple errant throws, that interception on the goal line, not so bueno. Receivers look good.
I mean, the new OC gets the ball into his players' hands. That's all I'll say. I mean,
Yeah.
Bartholomew, he
Yeah,
had a nice game. Kenny Johnson.
Yeah, he broke his career record for like receptions in a game. And the first game that Cade Bell was the Buccaneer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The defense, though?
Yeah, the defense is a kind of worrisome. We were told last year that the defense struggled because the offense couldn't put up points because they were on the field all the time. But this year, you got the offense putting up 52, and you're still putting
the
up.
one touchdown, they technically only gave up 17 points.
Yeah, because the one came from the muffed punt. But Kent State was moving the ball here and there.
They had a couple turnovers where they were moving.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see this week at Cincinnati's kind of a bigger test for the offense and the defense. Even though Cincinnati's no world killer, but it's a step up from Kent State. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited to watch this offense though, because
it was a fun offense. I mean, they went fast. They went the ball around.
They went fast, and it was like they didn't, and it was nice that they didn't hold anything back. Like, oh, this is Kent State. It's like, all right, third play of the game, we're taking a deep shot into the end zone.
Yeah.
But Miami at Florida. Florida is now on my banned list. I will no longer be partaking in any Florida activities. And
you were crazy after what you said all off season.
Yeah, I said that last year after they went to Kentucky and got their brains blown. They got blown out there in Kentucky, and I was off them. But for some reason, something about the swamp got me going, and I figured out about 5 minutes in the game that the game was over. Whenever it was 10-0, I looked at you and I said, "Game's over." And it was only 10-0, and I just knew the game was over. I should have bet Miami live right then and there. And and it turns out Florida only has about 5 offensive plays. They have
screen left, screen right.
Screen and then run, and then they got Montrell Johnson Jr. who break one for 71, and then let's not go back to that. Just a pitiful performance for Florida. Billy Napier is going to be gone.
Lagway came in. Is he going to be the guy?
Well, I think Graham got hurt. He got fucking hammered on the play, so I think that's why Lagway came in.
Yeah, he did get hammered, but.
But Billy's like turning on his fan base, saying we don't care about what people in Central Florida in their basements talking about, even though in Florida they don't have fucking basements, so you can tell how in tune Billy is with the culture down there in Florida. But Cam Ward looked amazing. I wish he was in scarlet and gray doing that in the shoe.
Yeah.
Um,
Ohio State
that
slow start.
yeah, slow start, but it's week one. They got things rolling. But yeah, Miami looks really good. They're my front runner in the ACC right now.
Oh, stay on that side, bro.
What? They're my front runner in the ACC, and yeah, we kind of gotta go rocket fast here.
Yeah.
Notre Dame at Texas A&M. Connor Wagman was not the answer for A&M. Riley Leonard didn't like
Did
didn't
what he
win
needed to do.
didn't win the game for Notre Dame, but he didn't lose the game for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
At the end, it was the physicality. I mean, I love Marcus Freeman.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a great coach.
Ohio State Buckeye, still talks with Jim Tressel. Um, yeah, he definitely gets his boys fired up, and he knows when to be aggressive and when to not. And yeah, LSU versus USC. Brian Kelly cannot win week one against an out of conference opponent in the neutral site if his life depended on it. I thought USC was dead in the water after that fourth down failure. I was like, yes, I'm gonna win this bet. I'm gonna finish this weekend off hot. LSU's just gonna fucking march down on this short field and put it in the end zone. Nope, they go 3 and out, punt the ball back, and yeah, that was that.
Yeah. I mean, Miller Moss looked great.
Miller Moss looked phenomenal. I mean, Kirk Herbstreit couldn't get him enough of Eisheimer, and then he was like, never mind. Let's look at Miller Moss's stats. He's 27 for 31 with like 400. Like he was in awe with Eisheimer. Like he was like, oh my god, Eisheimer hasn't missed a single ball. Like he's put it on everyone's face mask, and then Eisheimer like misses like 3 straight. But
USC's defense, I told you, with the new DC from UCLA, it'd look a little different.
They were breaking. Dude. LSU.
And don't break.
LSU should have put that fucking game away. They started pound the rock with that Jones kid, or Emory, whatever his.
I know you're talking.
LSU was, and I was like, dude, this is it. They got the run game going, and then I don't know what happened on that after that fourth down conversion fail. I thought LSU was gonna literally put the nail in the coffin right then and there.
Yeah.
But Brian Kelly's said that he's got to do better. Of like the guys on the sideline thought the game was over, and then turns you got to stay focused for the full 60. Just because you're up doesn't mean it's gonna stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different about USC in sense of offense this year. I think they're actually going to try and really run the ball some games.
Yeah, I mean, but dude, when you got Miller Moss sling that rock like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's no need to, but they're going to put up points, and I think this year they're actually going to get timely stops.
Yeah, I mean, they did all the comparisons they showed the off-season weight gains for the guys up front.
Yeah.
Not getting.
I mean, they're big up front.
Around. Yeah, I mean, LSU tried to go fast a couple times to get that third. It was third and short, and they got stuffed.
Yeah.
Which, dude, all around college football, people try to do that this week. Go really fast.
It didn't work one time.
It didn't work. And I'm actually I like that. From that. Before this weekend, I was a huge proponent of, all right, third and short, just go up. Catch them off guard. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work one time. The defensive line just gets that push off rip.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're more so hurting your players when you just go real fast because I don't know. It's easy for the defense to just go as hard as they can straight. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Yeah. But Boston College at FSU. I mean, I said it last week and I'll say it again. This was a perfect stylistically matchup for Boston College and what they want to do. And what FSU's weak points are. I mean, I don't think Mike Norvell did DJ any favors by dropping back 40 times. FSU really needs to establish a run game because it's just giving these defenses abilities to just really tee off on DJ, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Florida State's dead in the water, man.
Yeah. and right now, like they're like the only program that really doesn't control their destiny. Like they
Yeah.
start 0-2 in ACC play.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
like this was non-conference games.
yeah,
Their
these are
own too.
in ACC play. Um, yeah, after suing your conference, doing all this, and to start the season 0-2, that's wild work.
Yeah, and gassing up the media saying that you have the best defensive line in the country, but they can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, I know. And I was listening to my guy Lewis Riddick last night, and he was saying like FSU like physically, like if you just go to practice and you just watch guys in like their ND drills, you're like, yeah, that guy could probably play in the NFL. He's got like the body type and everything for it. But then whenever they get on the field, it's just like they just get pushed around. And I mean, it was just a good game plan by Bill O'Brien too, just like manipulating the defense into like the wheel routes off rip with the.
Yeah, he was literally running like shark wheel the entire game.
Yeah, I know, like, and it was open every single time because it was. I don't know what Florida State has Memphis this week. It's not like they got Albany like West Virginia has Albany
Yeah,
this week.
Memphis and then they SMU or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. So it's not like they have some like cakewalk. There's these.
Yeah, they don't have a get right game.
Well, Boston College was supposed to be their get right game.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like a tune up. Like
Yeah,
they
and
don't
it's
play. Everybody they play is P5, right?
yeah. I think also was it. Yeah, I think it was. They said on the broadcast, DJ plays like 2 on time, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like he
it
can't
just
play
looks like
off
everything's
schedule.
like planned.
Yeah,
Everything has to be planned.
if it's not there, then it's like all right, it's just not there.
There's no improvising. He's
Yeah.
not. He's not scrambling around and making a throw downfield.
Yep. Let's get into our gambling real quick. I went 5-3 on the weekend. My losses were Colorado -9.5, Florida money line, LSU -4, and I am proud to announce all three of these teams have been banned. I will no longer bet on any of these teams. I can't trust these teams. These teams are just non-trustworthy teams. My wins: UNC -1.5, Georgia -13.5, UNLV money line. That's my wagon of the year. Notre Dame money line and Penn State -8. I have a hot take right now, and I'm just gonna say it right now. I have UNLV making the college football playoff.
They're the
I
group of 5.
I think they're gonna win the Mountain West. I think they're gonna be the group of 5 team. I mean,
That's a bold prediction. I saw a couple predictions today with UNLV in too, though.
I know dude. They shut out Houston at home, like.
Yeah,
And once they clean up some things on the offensive side of like just penalties and holdings and stuff, they're gonna even be more potent.
I really don't know a team to combat you right now because I haven't. That was like the first group of 5 team that could be any good that I actually watched.
We'll watch Boise State next week against Oregon.
Boise State's supposed to be good.
A lot of people have them as their group of 5 bid. But real quick, actually, Idaho took Oregon to the brink,
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense. You look at the box score, Oregon put up about 1,000,000 yards, but only like
Couldn't get in the
3
end zone.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
Man.
What was my record?
Oh, so you were 5-2. Your losses were UNC Minnesota over 50.5 and Michigan State -14.
If you watched that Michigan State game, they should have covered that. It won
Yeah.
by way more than 6 points. That was atrocious.
Yeah, but it makes sense why it was -14 now because
Yeah.
it was the right number.
Michigan State's offense could not score at all.
Yep. And then you also hit your teaser, your 6-point teaser,
Yep. That came out to plus
which
260.
was a pretty easy hit.
Yeah.
Might have been
It
your
was.
first teaser ever hit.
Yeah, especially this early.
I don't know. I really liked the board last weekend.
Yeah, I
Hopefully,
did. And looking this week, it's kind of like tricky. You have to
Yeah.
like kind of find games.
hopefully carry it on. But I do have some games I like. I have some games I like. Pitt is a 3.5-point dog on the road at Cincy.
Pitt is a dog?
Yep, they're a dog at Cincy. I really like that. It worries me though. Just they don't have the best record out of conference. I really like that. I also like. We'll save that for next episode. But we got a fantasy draft to draft. Sorry for the short episode, and if it wasn't really in depth, but we just got shit to take care of.
We'll be dropping again tomorrow. Or we can probably mention some of the stuff that happened last week. Talk about these week's games. So.
Yep, we got our week 2 preview coming tomorrow. Thank you for watching. It's your favorite show without an outro.